If you owned a daycare business and were looking for kids to come to your daycare, where would you rather be? A room full of 1 million people that worked full time but didn't have any kids? Or would you rather be in a room with 10 people who worked full time but did have kids? Network marketing is not a numbers game. It is a people's game. And when you position yourself in front of those people who need your products and need your opportunity, they will buy. In today's episode, I'm going to show you how to know who to talk to, where to find those people, and what to say to them. There was an Instagram influencer who looked like she had it all. When you looked at her Instagram account, she had over 1 million followers. Would you like to have 1 million followers? Do you think your business would look different if you had 1 million followers? Well, the reason I know about this Instagram influencer is that she made the headlines of the news. And the reason that she made the headlines of the news was that she was supposed to sell 36 t-shirts. And she went to her audience of 1 million followers on Instagram and told them to come buy these t-shirts. And guess how many t-shirts she sold? She couldn't sell any. She didn't even sell one t-shirt. She was popular. She had lots of followers, but she wasn't really an influencer. Real influence comes from being able to help people make a buying decision. Have you ever told a friend about a movie that they had to go see? Did your friend go see it? Have you ever told anybody about this restaurant that they've got to try? And then they went and tried the restaurant. When you were doing those things, you were an influencer. Influence is just a matter of being able to tell somebody something, and that person values your opinion. They know you, they like you, they trust you, they know that you have their best interests and that you know them, and then they'll go do it. Have you ever told your kids to do something and they did it? You are an influencer over your kids. This Instagram influencer would have been a lot better off if she'd only had 36 followers, but those 36 followers were super excited about her t-shirts, and so they bought them. Having great leads is not a matter of having a large amount of people. Instead, it's about having the right people who have been preconditioned to buy your products and use your services. What does the perfect person look like that would want to buy your products? Well, think about yourself for a second. Why did you buy the products? Why were you interested in network marketing? When we were introduced to the network marketing opportunity, I was teaching piano lessons out of my home. And it was okay. It was nice because I could still be a stay-at-home mom, but I wasn't really a stay-at-home mom. If I wanted to get paid, I had to be physically sitting at the piano teaching students. If I didn't teach a student, I didn't get paid. And I missed out on a lot of things because I couldn't make my own schedule. I was very limited in when I could teach. It had to be when the kids were home from school, which also happened to be when my kids were home from school. And so I felt like I didn't ever really see them. And they'd come home and they'd get ready to go off to their baseball practices and their soccer practices, and I didn't get to go. I didn't get to be with them. I didn't get to watch them. I missed driving in the car with them and hearing their stories. I wanted to be a mom. And even though I was a mom, I felt like I was giving my best attention and my best time to other people's kids as I taught them piano. But I was doing what had to be done because we needed that extra income, and I didn't know that there was another option. But all of that came to a head one day when my 6-year-old came running in the front door after his soccer practice one day. When he'd left for the soccer practice, all of my other kids and their friends were outside in the backyard jumping on the trampoline. So when he came home, he automatically assumed that that's where everybody still would be. He didn't realize that they'd all left and they were at practices now. So I'm sitting at the piano teaching this lesson. It was my last lesson of the day, luckily. because he comes running in the front door, straight out the back door, and then I hear a "Mom!" Now, if you're a parent, you know that there's a difference in the way your kids say your name, whether they're happy or hungry or in trouble or something's wrong. And that was his "something's really wrong" voice. So I paused the piano lesson, go running into the kitchen to where the back door was, and he looks at me and he looks down at the back patio right next to the door and he goes, "That's a rattlesnake." And sure enough, there was a baby rattlesnake sitting right outside the back door. Before I could even tell him to run around the side and come in through the garage, I watched my little 6-year-old take a flying leap over the rattlesnake back into the kitchen, and then I watched the rattlesnake follow him inside. Now, luckily, he was okay. Nothing happened to him, but he and I stood in the kitchen looking at this baby rattlesnake and not knowing what to do. I didn't want this rattlesnake in my house. And as we're standing in the kitchen, looking at this rattlesnake, trying to decide who we can call to come help us out and how we're going to get the rattlesnake back outside, Andrew looks at me and says, "By the way, the back door was open." Wait, the back door was open? That was another thing I couldn't control because I was at the piano. I had no idea the back door had been open. It had probably been open for 3 hours at that time. And as I turn around, I notice that I have a pile of sheets sitting in the family room that were waiting to go in the washing machine. And I look at those and I'm thinking, what are the chances that this was not the only snake and that now there's a snake hiding under my sheets? All of these thoughts are going through my head as I'm sitting there saying, thank you, thank you, thank you for protecting my little 6-year-old so that he didn't get bitten by that rattlesnake that day. And as I'm going through all these thoughts, I'm thinking, you know what? I need to find a way to be a full-time mom when my kids are home from school. I had a problem that needed to be solved, but I didn't know how to solve it. And so when I was introduced to network marketing and I found out that not only could I earn some extra income, but I could do it at home while my kids were at school so that I didn't miss out on anything that my kids were doing, I was all in. Who are the people that need your products and need your services? Are they single? Are they married? Are they in college? Do they live in an apartment? Do they live in a house? Are they empty nesters? Do they have little kids? Do they work full time? Are they a stay-at-home mom? It's really important that you answer these questions because depending on how you answer them, they're gonna have different problems. The empty nester is gonna have totally different problems than the young mom that has little kids. The college student is gonna have totally different problems to solve than the dad that works full time. And so it's important to know who you're serving, who is your target audience, and make sure that you're paying attention to who is most likely to use it. For example, although the college student might love some and need some extra income, they're probably not going to be super excited about selling something for wrinkles because they're not in a stage in life where they're thinking about that or worried about those kind of things. Whereas if you sell an energy drink, that's probably going to be something that a college student is going to be really interested in and excited about because they probably already use a similar product, or they'd be more open to listening about the energy drink if you can tell them how it's going to help them perform better on their tests and write their papers and help them get better grades because they're more alert and they have better focus. This is so important that we spend several days on target audience inside of the social media blitz. If you'd like some extra help with identifying your target audience and knowing exactly who you should be talking to, click on the link below and come join the next round of the social media blitz. Well, now you know who you should be talking to, but knowing who you should be talking to is only half of the battle. Where do you find these people that are going to be interested and need what you have to offer because it's going to solve their problems? Look at what you wrote down as being your target audience. Who is your product for? Your answer to that is going to determine where you put your content on social media. Now, you could make a list of names of people that you know that fit that criteria, and you could go and hunt them down. You could call them on the phone, you could set up an appointment, you could go meet them at a coffee shop, and you could tell them about your opportunity. Or you could use social media and have those people come to you and ask you how to join your opportunity and buy your products. Now, you're going to take two things into account when you're figuring out which social media platform that you want to be on. The first one is look at your target audience. Where are they most likely to hang out? Also take into account what your strengths are. Do you love to do videos? Then YouTube or TikTok is a great place for you to be. Do you love to connect with people and create communities? Facebook is perfect for creating communities and groups of people. If you're all about graphics and creating visual appeal, Instagram is a wonderful place for you to build a social media following. Now you know who to talk to and where to find them, but what do you say to them? I went clothes shopping with my daughter the other day, and a salesperson walked up and she's like, "How can I help you? What are you here to look for?" And I was like, "Nope, we don't need help. We know exactly what we're looking for." That was a flat out lie. I did not know where to find what we were looking for, and I wasn't sure what even I wanted that day. But I didn't want to feel like she was looking over my shoulder or that she was going to pressure me into buying something that I didn't want. And so instead of taking her offer of help, I was like, "Nope, no thanks, we're good, we're fine, thanks, we got this," right? Now contrast that with when I went to go buy my wedding dress. I walked into that very first store to look at wedding dresses, and the sales clerk walked over to me and she stopped. Her jaw hit the floor and she goes, "Oh my goodness." She said, "I have this beautiful dress, and I put it in the back. I just knew that there was going to be a perfect bride for this perfect dress. And you're it. I have the perfect dress for you." She walked in the back, brought out the most beautiful dress. I tried it on, and I knew instantly that that was the dress for me. How come when the salesperson approached me at the mall, I ran away and didn't want her help, but when the person at the bridal store, when I was buying arguably the most expensive, most important dress of my life, I totally listened to the sales clerk and was excited and open to hear what she had to say. It was the way that she told me. If she had told me all about the sequins that were on the dresses, or the frills, or the length, or how long the train was, or what the material and the fabric was, I would have glazed over. I wouldn't have cared. I probably would have browsed the dresses for a second and been completely overwhelmed, and I probably would have left. But instead, she knew that I was looking for the perfect dress, and she provided the perfect solution. When you are approaching these people that are your perfect people inside of these social media platforms, instead of giving them the facts, instead of telling them all of the reasons that they should buy something, tell stories. Share what is done for you. Share your journey. Share how it's helping you. Share other people in your company's story about how it's helping them. Facts tell, stories sell. Make it about the other person. What problems are they dealing with in their life? What problems can you solve for them? Because when you solve their problem, they will buy. Money won't be an objection. Time won't be objection. Not being a salesperson won't be objection, because it will no longer be something that they want. It will be something that they need. And the reason that they know that they need it is because you've shared your journey and you've shared stories about how your product and your opportunity are helping other people. And that's when they will reach out to you to find out more information. Make sure that you like this video and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the tips or tricks for building your network marketing business. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.